And then I'm going to mute everybody for now.
Good job.
And then what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to mute everybody for now. Why is it always? Hey, Mom, welcome. Can you mute yourself? All right. And then there was.
And Laura.
Yep.
Yeah, please mute yourself if you could, guys. Well, guys, first off, welcome. And as I was saying, our business is really simple to do and it's easy not to do. So we love to teach a 5-hour work week. We understand life is busy and hectic and crazy. And so we want to make it as strategic and simple as possible. What I found in this profession is that it's not what we do or how it's more of what duplicates. So we want to teach a system that everybody can apply. So basically, I want to introduce myself. Thank you all for joining me today. I am actually a national marketing director with Team Prosperity and Juice Plus. And I'm also a chiropractor and I'm a consultant with Bob Proctor. So basically, why did Juice Plus make sense to me? Well, I was approached about 2.5 years, maybe 3 years ago with it. And I just knew that I wasn't eating the way I was supposed to. And I definitely knew that my little girl that I love more than anything wasn't. And as a parent, I think at least I struggle with that. I think most of us agree, most of us do that, right? So what I always ask people first off is, are you eating 10 to 15 handfuls or fistfuls of raw vegetables and fruits every single day? And if they're doing that, then fantastic. They can go without doing Juice Plus. We teach people this is a way to bridge that gap. And also, too, I do extra. So it's food. This is not a multivitamin. So I want to start off with a question. I always ask people, have you ever noticed if you're taking a vitamin or multivitamin, have you ever noticed how there's a locking lid mechanism on that vitamin? That's because you can overdose, and 60,000 Americans overdose every single year. So wouldn't it make sense if God wanted us to eat vitamins to be hanging in a tree, right? So this is actually whole foods that have been vine ripened. They also, that's a 95% absorption rate. They freeze it to lock in the nutrition, and then they thaw it and they dehydrate it under very extreme low temperatures to maintain the enzymes. They use the pits, the stems, the seeds, and the pills, which is where all the major nutrition is. And they put it in little capsules. And sometimes I get questions, well, Dr. Harless, how can they get all that in that little capsule? Like, I said, well, if they cremated me, how much of me is actually left? Not very much, right? And that's exactly what happens here. You're getting the micro amounts of what you need in 30 different anti-inflammatory foods. Now, also, too, they remove the water, the fiber, and the sugar. So if you know people that are diabetic, we actually have insulin-resistant diabetic studies also. And on top of that, it's keto safe as well. So I really love that. And you know what else is kind of cool? Your kids don't have to taste them, nor do you, to get the variety of these fruits and vegetables. So they come in chewables that taste like gummy bears, but they also come in capsules. Now, the next product that I truly love is called our Omega Blend. And it's actually a blend, and we have brand new medical research coming out on this, guys, that are showing in the studies that it takes half of the amount of the omegas in half of the time to beat anything else on the market. All of our products are also plant-based. And the way I qualify somebody to see if they need the omegas is I ask them, are you eating 2 to 3 fistful sizes of wild Alaskan caught salmon every week? And if they are, they can do without this. But if they're not, this is why we recommend this. And this is phenomenal when you add this with the trio at increasing or reducing pain. It's a natural, what they call analgesic. It's also phenomenal for hormone health, pregnant moms. I mean, this is something, God, I wish I had noticed my wife was going through this. And so it's phenomenal for hormone health, cardiovascular health, your blood vessel health, heart, brain, you name it. They even have one of my favorite studies out of Oxford University from 2005. They took so many children and they put one group on omega dosing with omega-3s. Now ours is omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. It's all plant-based. And then they compared it to Ritalin. And the kids that megadose for 3 to 6 months increased reading and comprehension 13 to 16 months on the omegas with no side effects, only positive influence. And the group taking the Ritalin, they smoked that group. And then there was also spelling and comprehension was also improved by, it was 3 to 6 months. So just some tidbits there. Now, another thing that we truly love in our household, my daughter starts her day off with our shakes. Okay, and I drink them throughout the day too. I do a lot of intermittent fasting, but my daughter, this is how she starts her day. And our shakes are all plant-based, and they have the complete amino acid spectrum so that you can build all the 33,000 proteins that your body needs. And another thing that I really love about these is they're whole washed soy. I used to be terrible against soy, guys, due to misinformation. And so I kept trying to see, well, why is this soy better? Well, for one, our soy is non-GMO. All of our products are. They're all NSF certified, which we're going to go into later. And also, too, they're also water washed, and they use whole soy. So when you see things that say isolated, that's just simply a way of saying garbage. So let me ask you a question. How many people do we know out there that are taking whey protein? And I always say this, little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet eating her curds and whey. And the reason I bring this up is because whey is a runoff of dairy. And I don't know if you know this, but you can look this up. Don't take my word for it. But in 2018, and I love cheese. I don't drink milk, haven't like 25 years, but I love cheese, like on pizza and things like that. If you want to substitute, make sure you're doing things like goat cheese, okay? Way less inflammatory. But they took dairy out of the food pyramid in Canada because of the toxicity that they now know and what it does. And when you increase inflammation, you increase all disease process, cancer, cardiovascular, diabetes, you name it, weight gain all across the board. So there's a couple studies that are huge studies also, guys, looking at these products. And when you take in whole-based soy like this, it's a SERM. It's known as a selective estrogen reuptake modifier. And you have receptors around a cell that allow estrogen in, okay? And so this binds to that and blocks estrogen from getting in. And what does that mean for you and your family? Well, when you block it, you stop the estrogen from getting in the cell and creating imbalances hormonally. And so they've got the lice trails, and they've also got the Shanghai trails, like 5,000 people. And people that consume higher amounts of soy, 43% reduction in cancer returning. What kind of cancers do you usually notice with hormone imbalances? Cervical, breast, thyroid, adrenal, all these type of hormone organs, guys, okay, prostate, and these are things that you see every day. So we also have a study done at MD Anderson in Texas, down in Houston, where they looked at using Juice Plus in the trial of cancer survivors, comparing them without it, and the results were phenomenal. So that kind of really said something to me. Now, the biggest reason that I really got involved with our company was this right here, our children's health study. And the reason is when I was introduced to this, I knew that I wasn't eating the way I wanted to or should. So I wanted to bridge the gap. And then when they told me my little girl, I could sponsor a child, didn't even have to be my kid, for up to 4 years for free, I was like, where do I sign? And we have 3 million applicants, guys, or people that have done this for over 20 years now with 300,000 respondents. And we've been able to track this. And anytime a kid signs up, guys, or a kid is signed up in this, what we do is we track it a couple times a year. The family has sent an email, and it asks some questions like, are they missing less school? And the research is tracked by Jackson Hewitt, one of the largest accounting firms in the world. And they found that kids miss 60% less school. They go to the doctor 66% less. They eat more fruits and vegetables, drink more water, and eat less fast food. And I thought, well, doesn't it just make sense if you eat more fruits and vegetables? Don't you tend to be healthier instead of sicker? So it just made sense. Now, the biggest thing too, as a doctor, I've never used a product in my clinic until now. And the reason I chose to do this is I needed to see, is there research behind this? Now, even though it's fruits and vegetables and I'm extremely dense, right? I still want to see the research. And I literally read, and I know Dr. White has done, we read every single article through and through, abstracts and all, looked at the research, and we're like, oh my God. Now there's 40 peer-reviewed double-blind studies with another 5 coming out this year. They also have studies on cardiovascular effects. 26 of the original 38 showed positive influence in the cardiovascular system. 19 shows that it gets into your bloodstream. Step back a second. I want you to think. How many people do we know taking multivitamins? Guys, when you ask yourself this question, I used to do that. I was rowing that boat of ignorance. I didn't know any better. But here's what I ask you. Have you ever noticed how your urine smells when you take a multivitamin? Have you ever noticed how it changes color? That's because your body doesn't absorb it. It's trying to get rid of it, and that actually drives up inflammation as well, medical research shows. So what Juice Plus does, I tell my patients, think of like a grease fire. Picture a grease fire in your mind. That's like inflammation in your body. That's what it means, is fire. So what Juice Plus does, that's like baking soda. Fruits and vegetables and berries, that's like dumping baking soda on that fire, and it starts to put it out. And that's why you notice so many different changes. But we're in 4 continents, actually. I misspoke there. 8 countries total. And also, too, guys, 40 peer-reviewed studies. And if you don't believe me, ask Siri on your iPhone. It'll tell you the most researched nutritional product on the planet is Juice Plus. I always love throwing that out there. Now, going back to NSF certification, here's how dense I am. One of my patients works at the facility in Ann Arbor. I had these bottles out. I didn't know any of the research yet. I just put the bottles out. I used to juice. And this made total sense when I was like, I don't have the mess. I don't have the time. The cost was so much more effective, plus time. I mean, that was huge. I didn't have to meal prep and all this stuff. He goes, Doc, this stuff's got NSF certification. This is legit. And I'm like, okay, what's that mean? Well, I looked it up eventually. Less than 1% of food is NSF certified. So when you see that label, that's huge. It's also NCAA certified. It's used by Olympic teams across the country. Our U.S. Olympic volleyball team uses it. It's also gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan-free. Now, here's one for you. Did you know that organic vegetables and fruits in our grocery store are allowed to contain a certain amount of herbicides and pesticides? The thing I love about Juice Plus, this NSF certification examines for all those things I just said. And it also looks not only for pesticides and herbicides, but it looks for also mildew, mold, bacteria, vira, radiation. Yes, you heard me correctly, because when they pluck the produce, they pluck it 2 and 3 weeks early so it doesn't rot on the shelf. And then what they do is they use ethylene gas or radiation to actually ripen it. That's why the produce doesn't taste as good as when you grow it yourself. And when I read these things, I was like, oh my gosh, it blew my mind. So I didn't know any of this stuff. Now, guys, this right here is just a chart that I like to throw in. And I have read, it depends upon the research you look at, but I've seen up to 95% of our diseases in America chronically are totally preventable by how we move, but more importantly, what we put in our mouth. And so heart disease, cancer, it's called epigenetics. Your environment, epi means above, your genes. What you put in your mouth, the thoughts you think, and how you move completely affects how your genes are actually expressed. And Juice Plus has even had studies showing how this turns on almost 1,700 genes in an 8-week period done over it was in Australia, if I remember correctly. So that to me just spoke volumes. My mom taking this product, her cholesterol dropped 100 points in a year. And she'll be in the call. She can tell you if you need to know that. Now, what's the cost of this product? And I'll hear this sometimes with people, but they'll say, well, it looks expensive. And I'm like, well, compared to what? I mean, so our duo, which I'm circling right here, which is 10 fruits and 10 veggies. I always remember the veggies. I'm kind of dense like that, but the veggies have broccoli, parsley, tomato, carrot, garlic, beet, lemon peel, rice bran, and kale. That's $1.50 a day for those 20 different vegetables and fruits. And a child gets the same thing for free. I misspoke. We pay $2.50 for shipping, okay, each month of the 4 months. So they get that for free. I mean, I can't even buy a head of broccoli in a grocery store for that amount. The trio is what I always recommend adults, guys. Okay, even children. My little girl, my family takes the quad here. But the trio, that's when you add the berries. And this is like blackberry, elderberry, artichokes, cacao, blueberry, raspberry. I mean, there's phenomenal berries in here. And that's $2.50 a day. When you add the quad, the omegas with that, it's $3.50 a day. And you get to add children's health studies to these as well, guys. So literally what people buy a coffee for, at Starbucks, the Frappuccino, I don't even know what the heck they call the thing. I mean, it's like $6-7 for a coffee. You can put 2 adults and 2 kids on these products. And I always ask you, why are we going through a drive-through to get coffee anyway? Because they're exhausted. Well, it's funny, you guys are on the products know when you start to feed your body right, what happens to your energy? Does it go up or down? It's very easy to see. So the other thing too, guys, are shakes down here. The shakes are about $2.33. You can get them in individual packets, which works really well. I mean, when things are back to normal and you're running kids to ball games like we do and this and that, it's so simple. You bring a shaker with you, throw that in, mix it up, and it's a phenomenal, it's a meal replacement. It's not just protein, and it's low glycemic, so it's even diabetic safe, and it's a complete meal replacement, and you get 8 grams of fiber. I forgot to mention that. So huge amounts of fiber, which is a big reason why we love this, which acts as a prebiotic, as does Juice Plus, to actually feed your gut biome the way you want. This right here is our tower garden. It's a vertical aeroponic system. It takes up 95% less space. Mine is actually kicking on right now. You might be able to hear it, but it's on a water timer and also a light timer. So it's completely, I hate to say this, idiot proof. I've almost killed it twice because I unplugged it. And I didn't put my minerals in. But you put the minerals in, everything you need comes straight to your front door, including the seeds, the minerals, everything, how to assemble it. It's extremely simple. There's no soil, no E. coli, nobody's touching your food. And the cost effectiveness is totally amazing. I mean, we were doing the math and the amount of salads that we eat, we'd throw it away because it would go bad. I just walk over and I cut my lettuce right off right then and there, put it in my salad, and voila, there we have salad. So it's been truly phenomenal. It's $7 a year in electricity as well, and 30% higher yields. And the food taste, anybody on here, many of us have tower gardens, know how great the food tastes. It is unbelievable. Like, you won't even want, I used to eat chard, and I hated chard from a grocery store. My chard, it doesn't taste bitter. It's unbelievable. So even my daughter will eat it, and she's 7. So guys, this right here, you know, if this product makes sense to you, pretty sure it's going to make sense to people you love. That's kind of how I started all this. I didn't start with the business, but I want to show you guys and kind of explain, like, the business that we're in. It's $52 once a year to get started. And what does that mean? It's $1 a week, and you get money back on your own product. And what typically happens is moms and dads are sitting around, you know, how the kids eat comes up. I mean, our daughter is a typical kid. She wants, but you can listen to my wife, chicken nuggets, hamburger, pizza. I mean, I have to force her to eat vegetables, right? And we still do that. It's always negotiation. I call it hashtag negotiation, as my wife said, but this is a way that we sneak these in. So what my point is, if this makes sense to you, it's probably going to make sense to your family and friends too, and you're going to want to share it. Well, if people are already taking multivitamins, wouldn't it be wonderful to get them to switch from that to whole food? They could put their kid on it for free. And then we also have shakes and bars as well. Well, what does all this mean? Well, if you put an order in for a trio, right here, the product volume is 300, and that's also the price over 4 months. So you make $30 on that. Now, what I ask all my people when they start this business with us, would you rather make $30 or would you rather make $75? So I've never had somebody say, well, I'd just rather have 30, Dr. Harlow. So I always go into commissions and those type of things. And as you escalate in our model, what that means for you and your family. So these are basically where you look for the volumes, guys. And over here's for the tower garden. So this is really cool. Once you get the sales coordinator fast tracked, Laura, that's just where you and a couple people are getting ready to be to, you actually start getting leads. So when somebody orders online, they will put that under you for you to take care of them. And I just got my first ever tower garden as a lead. So I ended up earning $67.50. Then I also get 15% commission over that 4 months. So just from the company alone. So that was pretty sweet. Now, this right here, guys, if you decide to do this with us, the business, the first thing you do is you sign up as a partner. You're going to get an email. It's going to help you create a username and password. You're going to go in. You're going to create your own username and password. You're going to watch 2 videos. And they're about 5 to 7 minutes. You're going to click the box to become compliant so that Juice Plus can pay you when you hit bonuses for helping your family and friends become healthier. And then what we do is we show you how to upload your own order. What we then teach you is if you just put in a quad, that's 420 points. Your first goal is to go here to Partner Plus. In 30 days, if you do this, they call this your fast track bonus. So you need to share this with 2 other people. And if they put in quads, as long as your point number equals 1,000 in 30-day window, you become a Partner Plus. Now, what does that mean for you? Well, you're going to get a $50 check in the mail. How cool is that instead of a bill? And you're going to get a free Juice Plus Live ticket. And the next one is in Indianapolis in October. And if you really want to gain the vision to change your life with this, go to that conference. Anybody that's on here that's been to that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It changed my life and my view on this completely when I saw what was going on. Truly amazing. And also you start to earn 5% commission. What does that mean? Well, on that trio that you put in, and when you earn 30 bucks, you're not going to get an extra 15 bucks on top of that over the 4 months. The next goal is this, guys. Now you get to start team building. Okay. And I didn't understand this when I started, but this is how I teach it now. So when you bring on a family, let's say you bring on a couple friends, and they also become partner pluses, you get to utilize their points. So once you hit 4,000 points in that 60 days, you're going to get a $300 bonus check. And so is your upline partner. You're going to start to make 10% commission, which is an extra $30 on each trio. And now you can also pick up a thing called performance bonus once you qualify your business. What does that mean? That's an extra 3%. Now, that may not sound like a lot, but let's just say, Laura, you bring somebody on and they just light it up. They know people all around the country, the world. We're in 28 countries, by the way. So you can get paid while you're sleeping, okay? Like we've got business in Australia and I believe Japan. We've got it all over the world, guys. So if that be the case, and you get 3%, and that person, let's say they go out and they build 1 million product volume per month business, you earn 3% on that million. Now, and what happens next is this: once you turn the light on, honey, all the way up. Thank you. Once you get all the way up, Kaden, leave the light on. Thank you. So what happens is this, guys. Now, once you hit qualifying sales coordinator, to become a sales coordinator and truly max out the compensation plan, you need 2 qualifying sales coordinators. You need a partner plus, and they give you 6 months to do this. Once you do this, that's called fast track. You're going to earn a $600 bonus check, as is the person who's helping you above you. You're going to make 15% commission on all future orders. You're going to start receiving leads from the company. And now you can pick up an extra 3% on POB above the PB, which means on that million volume line, you could earn 6% of that million now. So you can do the math yourself. Now, after that, guys, this is where it gets kind of interesting. So I'm not going to go through all this with you and try to inundate. I'm a national marketing director right here. Once you get to this level, guys, basically what happens is they give me $3,000 a month to spend on my business. It's called BIB, Business Incentive Bonus. It's based on your volume that they give me every single month. That's a $36,000 raise, basically. That I don't have to do anything for. It's just helping more people become successful. Now, here's the other thing. They also college tuition reimbursement for each person in your family, almost to $2,000 attuned to each one. That includes computers and all kinds of other things you can use it for. You also get leads. You get a $10,000 bonus check, and each Christmas they give you a $1,000 holiday bonus pay, and there's full medical benefits. We are the only company in network marketing that does this. I have full medical benefits. I think I pay $130 a month for me, my wife, my daughter. It's an 80-20 coverage for the first 2,000. After you reach 2,000, it's 100% coverage. That includes term and disability insurance, no pre-existing conditions. Do you know how many doctors out there, people that are dentists or hair salon owners, people that own their own business that would love to know about this? Just this alone is so attractive to people. Also, by the way, being a doctor, if something were to happen to me, I can't leave my practice to my wife. I mean, she has to sell it. This is completely giftable to my wife and my daughter. If they don't want anything to do with it, the company will buy it back and pay them over a 6-month to 12-month period. So there's just some wonderful perks. They also added even more bonuses, guys, into 4 more levels this year. They added an extra $90,000 in bonus cash. So, and you still get all those benefits before, all for $52 for the opportunity to start a business. It cost me $300,000 to open a practice. And people can do this for $52 from home. I mean, this just to me is mind blowing. And basically I share with everybody, look, let's just not get your product paid for. Let's help you build some residual income. Who would have ever thought in a million years that something like this virus would shut everything down? And here's the ironic thing. This is fruits and vegetables in a capsule. So I got to share this with you. My dad has had tremendous changes. Like my father, when I put him on this with my mom, she didn't even tell him what it cost. And I mean, she had to make him take it. I had to call him daily. Well, he used to get allergy shots every year. He hasn't had allergies. Mom's laughing because she knows this, but he hasn't had an allergy shot, all these things. So I go back to my dad, and when you come home and you love someone, all you want to do is tell them what you want to do, right? You just want support, right? And I come home like, Dad, oh my God, this thing's going crazy. I just can't believe this. And he's like, son, it's a fad. And I said, Dad, this is fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Like, what do you mean a fad? By the way, our company's grown 40% in the last 2 months, guys. It's even higher than that this month because it's food ships direct to your door, right? And so it's amazing. So then he said to me, this is something I get a lot of and I want to address right now. He goes, well, son, it's a pyramid. And I said, you mean a pyramid structure, Dad? My father worked for Union Carbide for 42 years. And I said, Dad, at the top of a pyramid, you have the CEO. And you got regional and district and international managers all the way down. And then you got people at the bottom. So the money trickles all the way down. Every corporate structure is a pyramid. And I said, they fired you and you showed up an hour early every day, got all kinds of awards. And you thought that was safe. And then they hired somebody outside of the company to come in and try and do your job. And he goes, huh. I said, Dad, our company, everybody starts at the bottom. It's an upside down pyramid. But every single human being has the opportunity to reach top. Now, it doesn't mean they will, but they can. And so that's one huge reason I want to point out to people, because I don't like argue with people. I just bring out and help them see what they're not seeing. Because I was rowing that boat of ignorance. I used to run people out of my clinic when they try to present me with things like this. So guys, here's the next step. And then I'm going to go into some Q&A and help some people. But I have some time for questions and answers. But basically, I want to thank you all for coming on here this evening and give me the opportunity to share my story. Again, if this journey, if the business makes sense, guys, I always look at it this way. Either people sign up to do the business or they do the product. So even if you don't want to do a 5-hour work week, which is what we teach, we do a Tuesday night call where you can bring people to learn about this, and we help you provide that information. So you don't have to know how to do this. You just share the product. It's so simple, fruits and vegetables, and I forgot the capsule. And then we do a Saturday morning call where we teach you how to reach out to people. And then what we do, that structures your week, and you guys know your work week. So when you work and have hours and this and that. I tell people, if you had a restaurant, your hours you're going to operate your restaurant. That's the same thing with this. Pick 30-minute windows, 15 to 30-minute windows a few times a day, and put people in there. Schedule your work week and focus it, and do this over a calendar year and watch where your organization goes. People that are on here have already seen what's happening. It's being consistent. If we're consistent at not doing it, it won't work. But let me ask you a question. What if you were to bring on 1,000 people in your organization, and each were working 15 minutes a day? See, I thought I had a business, own a practice. I had a job. If I don't show up, I don't get paid. I've had people take this product now for 2 years, and I get a cut every single month, and they're still in the product. When's the last time any of you got paid on something you did 2 years ago? Think about that for a second. Pretty crazy. So guys, at this point, I'm going to end that slideshow. I'm going to open up to any type of questions anybody might have. And then we can do some trainings. I know that Leanne had some questions too, she had as well. But does anyone have any questions about anything? There's no dumb questions. Trust me, as dumb as I can ask. There's no dumb question. Man, I did that well. Nobody's got any questions? I'm flabbergasted. Not even you, Dr. White? No? Was it Catherine and Matt?
What's that?
Catherine and Matt, did they have any questions? Was that who you said it was? I'm sorry, Monica.
Oh yeah, no, we don't have any questions. Sorry, I had it.
Awesome. No, that's okay.
Okay.
I thought that was, I wasn't sure. So, Doc Bailey, you got anything? Awesome. Well, let's go into some training then. And then, like I said, if Catherine, if this makes sense to you guys, get with Monica. I do videos all the time trying to explain to people, but hey, if it makes sense, I always tell people, look, it's food. It's not going to hurt anybody, and it's got a flip top label. And this is one I'll share with you. Our gummy bags. I don't know if you ever showed them this, Monica. One of my other reps guys about a year ago, the dad was very cavalier like myself, not paying attention. and the 2-year-old got in a gummy bag and ate the whole 2 month supply. And it was NSF certified. So Dad called poison control, and they're like, oh no, he's just going to poop a lot. And I was like, holy crap. That to me is just like, oh, because I didn't know this. My mom taught me this. She's on the call, but I ate like a whole bottle of like Flintstone vitamins, and I call them the Yabba Dabba Don'ts because they have that locking lid on it. And she had to take me to the ER and get my stomach looked at or whatever. But happens 60,000 times, guys, a year. People overdose and go to the ER.
Wow, that's amazing.
On multivitamins. Yeah, they're petroleum based. I never knew that. I was like, what the heck? They take an active ingredient in a plant, and that's how drugs are made too, guys. They tie it into petroleum, and that's why there's all the side effects with it. So I was like, never know drinking Pennzoil.
True.
Thanks for hopping on, you guys. And Jenny,
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you guys.
Jenny, Toby, thanks, you
Nice
guys.
to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
And then Monica, I'll get with you later and talk with you later, okay?
Sounds awesome. Thanks.
All right, we'll hop off. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. All right, let's get rocking. Now, Leanne.
I'm here.
All
Can
right,
you
do me
hear
a
me?
favor. You guys got to show video.
I know I was trying to figure out how to, and then it turned you off. So I
See
was
this right
trying to-
here? Do you see what I'm circling?
Is
It'll have
it,
a red line through it, the video in your box. The reason I like to do this, I like to see people when I'm talking to them, because then I can see if people are understanding or if they're like deer in the headlights.
I think I figured it out last week. Let's see here.
It's right next to the mute button.
Does it say start video?
Yep, it should. Yep.
Oh, okay, guys, hold on.
Doc Bailey's kids must have stole his computer. Whew, man, at tea, I'm sweating my britches off.
I'm actually still here. This one's just trying to go to sleep.
Oh,
He's mad at me.
he's on the
He
juice, man. They stay up all night.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think I got
he's
it.
real mad.
Oh, all right. Well, here's some basic fundamentals, guys, that I teach with this. And Misty's really good at this too. And what you want to do is, let me pull up my Facebook. I'm really equipped to looking at like Facebook. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was reading something. So when you go here, create a story. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
So what I've learned, the best way, it's called social media. So what they talk about, what I've read, you want to do one post a day with like picture and verbiage. You want to use emojis and you want to type. When you do the typing with the pictures, that's what makes you more active. When people have a trick I've learned too, you want to take advantage, guys, of 5,000 free members. So if you're not at 5,000 people on Facebook, that's fine. Just make sure that you're adding 10 to 20 people a day.
Okay.
You guys follow me? Okay. So, and they'll say people, Leanne, that they recommend for you and things like that. Okay. Now I still profile people. I'll kind of go look, before I friend them. Okay. Is this like, are they with me or are they like, I mean, I've had people like friend me and I'm like, there ain't no way that
Oh boy.
what they post, right? So I want uplifting, positive people so I don't get the garbage.
Yeah.
People are like, I hate Facebook. Well, I'm like, well, I love it. Like you know what I mean? Like I have positive, loving people. I'm getting great feedback. Doc, you just did a video and you get all kinds of positive feedback back, right? So we attract that. And so I do that. And then you want to make sure you comment and use emojis on people's stuff.
Okay.
Once you do that 2 or 3 times, you'll start popping up on their newsreel. It's all frequencies and they call algorithms. So the more active you are, right, then the more people that will see what you're doing. Now, the way to get the most hits are going live because you're vulnerable, okay? And it could be anything. And what that starts to do is you do this every day, people start following you. So when I started this, guys, doing all these videos, I had wonderful content, but nobody knew who I was. And I wasn't consistent. So nobody would follow me. Now I'll do a video, and if it's a good one, I mean, I'll get 18, 20,000 hits on it.
Cool.
So then, and I'm very consistent doing these. And we're starting a series now, like me and Dr. White and his wife, and like we're in Monaco on Doc Bailey. We should do this with you too. I didn't even think about that. And the kids, but we're bringing kids on this Sunday. Okay, guys, like some doctors are, and we're gonna have little kids talking about their journey on Juice Plus, and we're gonna have them eating it and showing up. So that really says a lot. I'll do videos of my little girl, and people will see my little girl eating it, and they're going, okay. You know what I mean? Because everybody thinks you're out to get something. My intention is always to serve people. Now, what they think, I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. I know what my intention is. I don't let their heads, whatever they do and say, that's on them. And I've been lambasted before. I've shown a couple of you guys some things that have been said to me. Didn't affect me one bit. I'm always like, how's it not affect you? It's like, because that's their thought, not mine. My intention is to help them. So I'll do these live videos. They get you 70% more hits. If you do a live video, it gives you the opportunity to save it. Save it every time. Then here's what you do. Then you can go into create a story like I did earlier and play that video.
Gotcha.
And then once I click it up here, I can hit edit and I can hit text and I can type in whatever it was about. And then what people really watch is they want to see, did you have anything of value today? So they're going to look up at your story and they're going to see all your pictures and what your stuff is. So here's my story for the day. And it goes through 3 or 4 things like quotes, positive quotes, things like that. Okay. I know this is a lot. You'll pick it up as you go. But then what you do is that starts to create traction and people start to watch. And what you have to remember, Leanne, is people are told no 7 to 10 times before they're told yes.
Okay.
Okay, so just don't let it affect you. It's just next. And then I come back around to them. Literally, I mean, people that have watched me do these, Monica watched me for a year before she bought. Okay. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of videos. And then they finally do it. Now, the ones I found that are really hard to get, they're usually your biggest players a lot of times. It's like that, you know, maybe you find that perfect man like Misty did. So, you know, it took her a while to get there, right? Giving you some props today, brother. And but no, on a serious note, you know what I mean? Like you work, they make you work for that, right? So what you put out, you get back. So those are some things that I do. And then we teach you how to text blitz on Saturdays, and that's really important because that's where we're going to teach you how to send out messages. And if you guys aren't getting the right responses back, we got to change your verbiage. It doesn't sound like you maybe. So we can change a little bit of verbiage, but there's a couple key points in that makes them psychologically respond back to you. And that's all you want to do when we do this. And we'll explain this Saturday morning, Leanne. We just want them to respond. We want a conversation going.
Okay.
And once you get the conversation going, as soon as they respond back, that's when you get them on the phone. So you're not going to tell them, hey, this is Juice Plus and let them look into it. Okay. You want to get them on the phone and explain it to them and what it's done for you, your why, and why it made sense. And then you can send them videos. Okay. Now it doesn't work every time that way, but we're trying to create something that works 90% of the time. Okay. So like Laura told me a lot about you and stuff and how you've been in all kinds of different things. So I tell people, look, I used to be in sales. So like with me, you know, I have buddies who are like, I can't do what you do. I said, I don't want you to do what I do. I want you to be you. Right. And I said, but like what happens is somebody might be a really good salesperson like Dr. White is. Okay. And what he does. Well, that doesn't mean that that's duplicatable. So what we've been doing, like Misty's been working really hard at creating systems so that we can put people in that funnel and just make everybody a little bit more successful in what they were. Okay. And here's how numbers work, guys. You're going to work like, oh my God, we have made this so much more streamlined. Like, I can't even tell you, I worked this so hard the first year that I would fall asleep talking to my wife at night in bed. She'd be talking to me. I would literally fall asleep mid-sentence. I mean, like, you can ask her. I don't want you guys to do what I did. I want you to do it better and more efficient and fit it in. Okay. And that's what we've been able to create. So I want you to work. Now, if you put in more hours, great. But the way network marketing works, that first year, you're going to work really hard. You're going to put a lot of time in because you got to build the mindset, your craft, these type of things, work on your product story, that type of stuff. The second year, it starts to level out a little bit more. Your income starts to come back more to equal, okay, what your timing is. Third year is when it starts to shift. That's when your income starts to go up really high and your time allotment goes really low. Like our upline Beth, she was a physical therapist. 17 months, she was making 6 figures.
That sounds good.
Quit PT. And now, I mean, she didn't work for 9 months because she got adrenal fatigue and her check got bigger. Her check went up over $6,000 last month.
That's crazy. That's good.
I mean, just by helping people, help people. So remember to utilize 3-way calls, guys. And if you have a bunch of people to join at once, let's do a Zoom call like this. I am totally available. I'm cutting my hours back in my clinic, even when this COVID thing's over. Like I'm just creating time to help people grow teams, literally. So we'll hop on a Zoom call, and that's third-party verification. So be very transparent. If somebody goes, well, you don't know what you're doing, or whatever, it may happen, right? Oh, it's not that. I mean, I am new, but you don't have to know it all. But this guy's going to hop on, so that way, if I'm out of town, somebody's here to help you in case you have a teammate you bring on. So we want everybody to know there's somebody there to help them. Okay. So, but those are just a couple things. Anybody have anything to add about social media?
I'd like to add a few things for sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Dr. Kenny went over like a lot of different things you can do. And this is just a couple of other things outside the box a little bit that we learned from our upline, which is the friends and family call. When you're new, you have like all these people that you want to introduce this to. A friends and family call is just an amazing way to do that all at once. And so we create a flyer for you. Laura can create the flyer for you. I can help you, Laura, if you need help. She raised her eyebrows like I can. We create the flyer for you. I have a conference call number we can use. You can send the invite out. People just dial in with their phone, as many people as you want. I say invite all your friends and family. Say, hey, I'm doing something new. I really would love your support. Will you come learn more about it? And then we do the call for you. It's like 15 minutes. It's super simple. And we explain what the product is, how it's made, the business really briefly, and my why. And then Laura might say her why, and you might say yours. And then we open it up for questions. People can talk if they want, they cannot. We can also do the same thing on a Zoom call so we can see each other. So the friends and family is a great way to get started. And developing your why is really important. And I think that's a really good thing to share on social media too. Tell your friends on social media, on Facebook, hey, this is why I'm doing this. I'm so excited about it. And I would love to share this with you, whatever. So we can come up with a plan for that first post for you if you'd like some help.
That sounds perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody's different. Like I've done a lot of home talks. A lot of ladies will do like wine and cheese night, stuff like that, Leanne. It's whatever your groove is. You know what I mean? Like what your friends do. I mean, so don't think you've got to do, you know what I mean? But if you want to do social media, guys, when I went to Bob Proctor's seminar, I'll never forget this. He said, when you're worried about presenting something to someone else, you're making it about yourself and not about them. So just try to remind yourself that, right? So like, do you have kids, Leanne?
Oh, they're all grown.
Okay, that's perfect though. You had grandbabies, right? All right. Hey, Cheryl, welcome in. So here's my question, like, right? So as a mom or as a dad, wouldn't we all want to know something that would serve our family and keep them healthier? Just come from there. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I tell people. Like, just keep it simple like that. Like, don't overthink this. Like, look, I would want to know this. Now, I might not act on it, but I would want to hear it, right? And if you come from there, you're all good. You know what I mean? So just remember, reach out to people. What's your way? You know, if you go live, come from there, right? It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, the dumber the video I make, usually the more hits I get. I remember, you ever seen them little freaking balls that like blow up with water in them or whatever? Like they're little rubbery things. My daughter spilled them all over the freaking kitchen. I videoed that like 12, like it was crazy. I was like, how do you clean these things up? Something stupid. Like, that's what I've learned. If you go live, ask a question, provide a story with content, and then call to action. What does call to action mean? Well, that might mean, hey, you know what? Are you watching this live? Please comment that you're live. Or use a 1 for live or 2 for replay. Or the more people that comment on your video, the more exposure you get.
Okay.
It's being social.
So
You see what I'm saying, guys?
Mhm.
So it's just getting people to interact with you, right? But this thing right here, if you're not using it to serve people, it's a dumb phone.
Mhm.
This is the TV of today. Is a phone.
Yeah.
So if I'm on
So-
Facebook, I'm watching. What are these people listening to? What are they complaining about? Can I help them? You know, is it financial? A great question to ask people this time of year. Hey, are you going on vacation this year? Just to get a conversation started. Now watch this. If they're going, what does everybody want to do? Where are they usually going on vacation? A beach, right? Because we've been stuck in winter cabin all year. Do we want to look good or bad in our bathing suits?
Good.
So what if I had something that could help you recover faster, work out better, feel better, and your kid or grandkid get it for free? So your head's nodding up and down, Leanne?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Here's
thinking
an-
that's
here-
a perfect plan. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, see? All I'm trying to do is give you guys ideas. Now watch this. Let's say, Leanne, that you go, no, I can't go. Then I'll ask you a question. Oh my God, what's up? And you tell me. You know, well, this happened, da 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 da. Man, God, I'm so sorry to hear that. You know, I have something, it might not be for you, but it's worth taking a look at. And you're like, well, what do you mean? Well, here's something I started doing that made total sense to me. It was really, you know, economically feasible when I looked at what I was getting. And now I'm getting paid to help other people. And they're like, well, what is it? And then I go into it with them. I get them to ask me what it is.
Okay.
And then I share that with them. And you never know.
No.
So if people tell me they can't afford it, I'm like, you can't not afford to do this. It's $52, guys. Dr. White, what did you pay to start your practice? Do you even want to know?
No, I don't. I don't want to.
Yeah. We're telling you guys from experience, like, I mean, it was at least $300,000 that I spent.
Yeah, it was a couple $100,000 for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
$52. I mean, it's just like, I just come to the place where it's like, what? What? Like, I can't hear that. Like, not being mean, I just doesn't compute with me. Anything else, guys?
So,
I can look at that really quick too, is just that if they're saying $52 a year is too much and they can't afford it or can't afford the products, then we just haven't really explained to them the value. They haven't had an aha moment yet with it, you know, so we have to just learn how to explain it better and give them and find out what is their real need. Because most of the time when you're listening to someone talk about, you know, you're having a conversation with someone about it, at the beginning, it's more about you really want to share all this stuff because you're excited, but we have to remember to ask a lot of questions and really find out what their need is. And then when you show them you have a solution for their need, then that's when magic happens and you get to help them, which is cool.
I think it's always one of those keys is, you know, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and we need to use them in proportion because they're going to tell you things that are going to help you explain the product so it'll fit their mind. Makes sense? So if we just talk, we're going to miss the things that they're trying to say to us. Or they might say it, and we just breeze right past it. So we got to use these things.
And be like, another thing too, guys, is be like passionate and energetic about it. But that's like Dr. White was saying, like in doing so, you still got to hear. That's one thing I think doctoring has taught us is how to listen. Like that's things that I don't just listen, like I watch them. That's why I want to see you guys on the video, because then I can see when you guys go, or I say something and I shock you and you're going, you know, like I want to see that. Then I go, okay, I need to back up. I went way too far there. How do I right this ship? You know what I mean? That type of stuff. So, but body language, everybody listens to that. That's 7% of what you learn. 93% is using your body language and your tone of your voice. So if you're, well, it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule and my bowels work better. I sleep better. Wonderful. Good luck. I'm falling asleep right now. You know what I mean? Like that's how most people do this. Or they go, well, I've got this really good product. You should try it. And they wonder why nobody will buy from them. And I'm not making fun. I just want you to see what you think you're doing and what you're doing are worlds apart. And I only know this because I've done this for 16, 17 years. You can ask Dr. Jason. We used to have coaches that pushed us so hard. I used to wear a trash can on my head in my practice. Swear to God. Like the stuff that I've done, you guys would like, people say they will do it. Yeah. And then they go do it. And they're like, no way. And I'm not telling you that to brag. It's just, I was willing to do whatever it took to become a better communicator. So,
If you think about this
Dr.
too,
Jason's done it.
you're out in public and you smile at someone, what do? They smile back, right? If you're out in public and you wave at somebody, they wave back. So your energy is reflected back at you. And so that's what he's saying. So the same thing is true when you're talking about something. If you're coming from here and you're excited about it too, they're going to have those same feelings. They're going to go, oh, what are you doing? That's cool. So that's pretty much what he's saying. Gail, did you have a question? I think I may have cut you off.
Yeah. So back to the social media thing. Is it better to create a story than just post on your page? Does that make sense?
You want to do both. You definitely want to do both. The story is important because I think it also is part of the algorithm he was talking about earlier.
Right.
Posts on your
That's
page.
the new, yeah, that's the new, sorry, man, that's the new thing. Like doing that story, Gil. Like,
Yeah.
so you could always take your post and maybe have a picture in it and then take the picture and put it in your story. So what I like to do in my story is just do positive quotes, you know, and things like that. And one thing we didn't explain, Leanne, I'm so sorry, guys, on Team Prosperity, we always do, like I usually try to post something almost daily, like some kind of thing, right? And if it resonates with you, what we do is you want to lead your team. This is how you duplicate. So what you do is you tag teammates in it. So like what I do is I go in and I tag Misty and Jason because they're on the front line, and Monica, and then my mom, okay, and then Cheryl, I usually tag her, and you know, some other people. And then you guys take your team and you start to type in their name in the comment section, and their name will pop up. So when you push their name, it'll insert their name, and it should be dark capitalized bold letters. Now you know that they're going to get an alert, and they'll see that, and then you can copy and paste that on your own line, your own profile. Okay, so that can be a story that day or a post, guys. Does that make sense?
Can you find things deeper on Team Prosperity?
Yeah, there's a search.
You can go down more. Are those posts still there?
Yeah, but they're hard to find. See, we're getting so big now that it used to be you could go and find anything you wanted. Okay, but now that's why it's really important to tag your team. So like Laura, when Misty tags you, then you need to tag Tina and, you know, Leah and all these, Leanne and all these other people under you. Same thing, Monica, with you, Gail, as you bring on team, my mom, you, and Cheryl, you tag your teammates in it. And then you teach them to do the same thing. That way you don't have to do all the work. Okay. Now there is a search window at the top of Team Prosperity where you can type in certain things like key codes, right? Or words like maybe diabetes. And then there might be videos or things that show up. That's a way to search that, Laura. That'll be a little quicker for you.
Okay.
And another thing, if you have trouble finding something, guys, reach out to me or Misty or people who've been doing this a while. And we can usually find it. We can direct you to recordings. If I can't find it, I reach up to Beth. And then she's like, oh, I got this, you know, and she sends it over to me, and then I'll get it to you. And if I don't answer you guys, I put my phone on silence because I get alerts. I've got 5 businesses. I get alerts all the time. So I structure my day to look at my alerts at certain times. So if you don't hear from me in a couple hours, like get back to me, just text me again. You're not bothering me. And that way I make sure I get to you. Okay. In this wonderful business, you're not bothering anybody. If I help you guys be successful, then you're going to help the next person be successful as well. That makes sense. Any other questions? Monica's doing laps. Anything else? That's a great call.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, make sure too, we get one thing I forgot. Make sure your team gets your fast start email. Store that in the notes on your phone, because that is how you're going to help your team grow. It literally maps out every single step with videos on what to do and how to do it. The Zoom calls to register for on Tuesday and Saturday mornings. So Tuesday evenings at 8, Saturday mornings at 7 or 9. I don't even remember what time it is. And then it's got the videos on how to do it, videos linked to share the product, videos to share. I mean, it literally shows you exactly what to do. So
Anybody
super,
have any
super simple.
questions about that? How to find it, how to share it, copy and paste and put it in an email to your new partners. And then when we do those things, then they'll learn to do that as well. So then they'll do it with their new partners. And so that's the idea, is duplication. But anybody have any questions about the Fast Start email?
All right. Well, guys, be well. Have a blessed evening, and bring more people to this call on Saturday so we can teach you guys how to build your teams in a 5-hour work week. And then we'll see you guys back next Tuesday and bring team on with you. Be well, guys. Great job.
Thank
Bye.
you.
I'm going to
Bye.
record.